Good morning, dear students. Once again, welcome back to the English literature class. Today, we are continuing with the same poem, Unit number 5, Television, written by Roald Dahl, Part 2. Do you remember where we have stopped in the last class? In the last class, the author was clearing the doubts of the parents. He was very much aware about the objection from the parents. That's why he thought of clearing the doubts of the parents regarding how they can entertain their children. Once if they throw the television set out of their house, how they could entertain their children. So that was the doubt from the side of the parents, and the author was trying to clear it. And there he was asking a few number of questions to the parents. Have you forgot? Don't you know? What all measures used by or what all means used by the different people in order to keep their children engaged before the invention of television? Don't you know about it? We will say it very loud and slow. And now the author is giving answer to the doubts, or he is trying to clear the doubts of the parents. And what is the answer? Let's see. They used to read. They'd read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. So what was the measures used by the people, or what was the method used by the parents to keep their children engaged before the invention of television? It was just reading. Reading was a very important habit for those people. They used to read. They read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. So if a child started reading one book, completed it, then he will go for the next one. So continuously they were reading books, and according to the author, it was a very good habit for the children because there are a number of benefits from them. Okay, great Scott got jokes. When half their lives was reading books, the nursery shelves held books aglow. Okay, number of books, great books written by different great authors, which contains very influential different characters, and in such a way when the students or the children, when they read books, it can be considered like one half of their lives they were spending reading books. And nursery shelves held books aglow from the childhood itself. Once the child is able to read something from the training class, from the training center itself, the students were reading books, and everywhere it was filled with number of glorious books. Books cluttered up the nursery floor and in the bedroom by the bed. More books were waiting to be read. Such wonders, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens, and whales, and treasures and distant shores, where smugglers rowed with muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the pot, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good, what can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope. Okay, let's go through the lines once again and try to understand the meaning of this particular stanza. Books cluttered at the nursery floor, and in the bedroom by the bed, more books were waiting to be read. Here, the poet reminds the parents that the rooms of children were full of books in the past. Okay, so he already told the parents that reading was the only habit followed by those people during years before the invention of the television. So He again reminds the parents that everywhere the rooms of the children were fully filled with number of books, and even more books were waiting to be read. And it was having number of wonderful colorful themes, like such wondrous fine fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens and whales, and treasure isles and distant shores. See, the different topics which we're dealing with in the book were really fantastic, fascinating, which were containing number of wonderful stories about huge monsters, gypsies, queens and princes, whales and treasure islands, and so on. In some of these stories, the smugglers, okay, in some of these stories, there were number of incidents or events which were speaking about smugglers rode with the muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the port, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good, what can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope. Okay, so there are a number of mentioning regarding the smugglers and sea robbers used to operate in boats with covered oars. There were stories about elephants and the cannibals. The cannibals used to eat a very sweet smelling dish named after Penelope. Okay, so this Penelope you might be remembering. I do not know whether you are familiar with the name Penelope. Penelope is the name given to Odysseus' wife, or in other words, Odysseus' wife's name is Penelope. And do you know who is Odysseus? Odysseus is the hero of a great epic poem, and the name of the epic poem is Odysseus, written by Homer, a great poet. So, in that book, it is speaking about Penelope. Okay, so once the children, those who read this book, okay, they read about it and they wondered what the dish could be. Okay, so it is the name given to a dish when we speak about cannibals. Cannibals crouching round the pot, stirring away at something hot. So in this context, when the children, when they read it, they get confused what kind of dish it is which made in the name of Penelope, how it will be. So the students or the children who read it, they'll get wondered. The younger ones had Beatrix Potter with Mr. Toad the dirty rotter, and Squirrel Nectin, Pigling Bland, and Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, and just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rump, and Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. Small children who were fond of the stories of famous English writer Beatrix Potter. So Beatrix Potter, his works are really interesting to the kids. They like the works of Beatrix Potter. The stories were about Mr. Toad and his dirty dog. Okay, then the Squirrel Nectin, the small pig named Blunt, or about Mrs. Tuggy Winkle. These stories were fascinating. They were about the camels getting the hump on his back, or about the monkey losing rear part of his hairy body. There was a story about Mr. Toad, Mr. Rat, and Mr. Mole. Obviously, these are the stories which fascinated all children before the invention of television. So, this all can be heard or can be experienced only by reading books. That's why the author says you just remove the television set from your home. Let your children read these kinds of books and let them enjoy the reality. Let them enjoy the world of literature. Again, the author says all books what books they used to know, those children living long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Then fill the shelves with loads of books, ignoring all the dirty books. The screams and yells, the bits and kicks, and children hitting you with sticks. Okay, so again, he's advising the parents. Long ago, children used to read a lot of books. Therefore, the poet's requesting to the parents is to throw away the television set and in its place on the wall install a bookshelf and fill it with books. Okay, so once the parents, when they fill the shelves with the books, there will be opposition, there will be protest from the child of children. Okay, once when you install books in the room instead of television. Okay, once when you install books, keep in your mind you ignore all the dirty books, fill the books with a lot of books but good books. Once when you install it, there will be objection from the side of children, the screams and yells, the bits and kicks, the children hitting you with sticks. There will be number of objection from the side of children, kids. Fear not, because we promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they'll now begin to feel the need of having something to read. So the children who were raising their hands against you, the children who were opposing you, who were protesting against you, once when they realize that there is no other way rather than reading books, they will feel the need of having something to read. So you don't worry about their objection, their protest against you. And once they start, oh boy, you watch the slowly growing joy that fills their hearts. They'll grow so keen. They'll wonder what they would ever see in that ridiculous machine, that nauseating, foul, unclean, repulsive television screen. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did. Okay, once when they start to read books, you can see a very fabulous energetic growth in every children, because they will fill their hearts with joy, because their habit of reading books will fill joy in their heart. They will grow so keen. They will wonder what they would ever see in that rigorous machine. So then the author again says they'll be getting wonder that they were never experiencing such an interest which they have never seen in the television set, that ridiculous machine, that nauseating, foul, unclean, repulsive television screen. And later each and every kid will love you more for what you did. Okay, so finally the author assures the parents that the children, your kid, will definitely love you more for what you did. What was that? What was that act? You have removed the television set from your home. You have thrown it out of your home, and they will really love you for what you did. So this is what is the poem written by Roald Dahl, and it is really an interesting as well as meaningful poem which is having a lot of meaning in it. And here the point is pointing out the negative aspects of television. Negative aspects of television. So I hope you have got a very clear idea about this poem, and read, revise and try to understand all the aspects, all the main points of this poem. So with this, I would like to sign off. Thank you.